What is up, Jags fans? Here we go. Week 2 in the books. And your Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-1 in first place in the AFC South. I am super excited because today we are doing a live show film breakdown. Now, typically on live shows, I get the fans real involved with comments and things like that. I'm still going to try and do that. But today's live show is all about the film breakdown. So if you enjoy film breakdowns, or if you enjoy live shows, either way, you're going to want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. That way you get notifications and alerts anytime any new videos come out or live streams come out. This is a channel for fans, by fans. We have a lot of fun here, as you can tell by the chat. It's very interactive. Also, subscribe to the Twitter and subscribe to the Instagram. We have some good updates on there, and you're going to want to be a part of all of that. Good conversation. I'm going to try to hit some of the chat. You guys know I'm always about the chat, but today I'm about the film. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. There will be another live show later in this week, but I always give a shout out to the first one in the chat. Charlie Boy, shout out. Here we go. All right, let's jump right into the film. Boys, I think you're going to love what we have on deck for you guys. All right? I mean, just great overall play here by the Jags. I mean, 24-0, great win. You can't ask for much more than that if you're a Jags fan. The offense looked good, defense looked good. It just overall great. I do want to get y'all's opinion, so make sure in the chat you say your opinion on the team, what you think will happen. I know a lot of you are like here for the first time in a live chat. I love it. I love it. I do want to get Shay's thoughts on how the sideline felt, okay? Because it's got to be different. Shay's seen it all. He's seen the ups and the downs. So channel member Shay, I think he's going to want to show us. This is probably my favorite play, all right? It's not flashy. We're going to get to the touchdowns. We're going to get to the interceptions and the sacks. We're going to get to all of that. But this right here is hands down my favorite play. And it just, you know me. I always find these odd plays. Watch, this is why we paid Brandon Sheriff all this money, okay? This is just a simple run play. That's all that it is, all right? Just a simple run play. But watch how Sheriff and Barch, just watch these two guys and what happens, okay? After we play it through, I'm going to go back and talk about it a bit. But let's just play it through here and see what happens. Now, you might have missed that. It might have happened a little quick for you guys, and that's completely okay. But if we go back and we look at what actually happened here, all right, let's take a look. DeForest Buckner here at the 3 technique, all right? Then you have Zaire Franklin at linebacker, okay? He's going to be right here, okay? So they're going to do a little pre-snap motion and put this receiver in motion. This is going to shift the linebackers this way. Watch how this is why you brought Brandon Sheriff in. This is why you paid him all this money. He's going to fake block DeForest Buckner and then come and seal this inside edge. Ben Barch is then going to come around and get the lead block and allow Etienne to get up the middle. Watch this progression of blocks right here. Watch this. Fake block by Sheriff. Did you see that? So now Buckner is like on his heels thinking he's about to get blocked. Look at him. Sheriff just gave him the old yoki doke right here. All right, and he's just thinking he's about to get blocked. Then he gets trap blocked, meaning Barch comes across the formation, is going to trap block here. And then just whoever designed this play deserves a raise. I don't know who it was. Whoever designed this play, fake block, gets to the second level. I mean, look at what happens here. You're in a situation where you've ended up with Ben Barch on your 3 technique DeForest Buckner, and you have Brandon Sheriff on your linebacker, Zaire Franklin, getting to the second level and going to create this massive lane here for Travis Etienne. Now, the gain wasn't even like monumental. It wasn't a touchdown here, but what a design. What a design for a fake block. Like, I've seen a whirly bird in my day, but I've never seen the fake block, trap block from the opposite left guard. Great overall play. Just absolutely great overall play. Shay said the sideline was invested in the game. He says they all wanted that shutout. You could sense it, and obviously you could see it in their play. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, there's so many good. I mean, I literally have 22 plays that I could show you guys. I don't think I have time to show you all the plays, but maybe we'll do another live show this week to get to the rest of them. DJM says, I designed the play. What's up, DJM? What's up? All right. So this is, I mean, you guys are probably going to recognize this play. This was the first touchdown of the game to Christian Kirk. And you know, you can't see it because we have to use the end zone film to avoid getting copy strikes by the NFL. I don't know why they don't care about the all 22. I personally love the all 22. But what you didn't see was a little pre-snap motion where Christian Kirk got into the backfield here. Okay, so he's lined up in the slot. He gets into this pre-snap motion. So this is going to be an unusual formation for the Jags. See, one quarterback, one running back, no tight ends. That's 10 personnel. That's pretty normal. But to see two running backs and to have 20 personnel, not something the Jags ran a lot, okay? So what you're going to like about this play is the design here by Doug Peterson. So Doug Peterson is going to send Marvin Jones on just a simple little seam, okay? What this is going to do is this is going to freeze the safety, and this is going to freeze the linebacker. Then what they're going to do is they're going to run a slant here by a receiver out of your screen. I think it's Evan Ingram. But it's a perfect call for cover two. You see the Colts are in cover two. They got one safety here for half the field, one safety here for half the field, and they're going to run Kirk here on this Texas route, and you're basically going to have a double slants. When you call double slants, then that is completely a cover two beater. So this was the right call to the right play. Watch how this first slant is going to take Franklin, the linebacker, with them, and it's just going to open up completely for Christian Kirk. Okay, there's your first slant, okay? Here's your first slant. I was right. Evan Ingram. It's going to take Zaire Franklin, and now you have created and then here's your seam by Marvin Jones Jr., freezing all these defenders, and now you're creating this huge gap in the middle of the field. This is how you get your highest paid player, Christian Kirk, wide open for a touchdown. This is how you do it. This is how you have to get creative. This is what you have to do. I mean, the other teams are keying in on Christian Kirk. They know you want to get Christian Kirk the ball, and here it is, touchdown right off the bat. So that's what you do. That's how you get a $70 million player open for a touchdown. The double slants. I mean, perfect call to the cover two. Pretty much unstoppable if ran correctly. So definitely great there for sure. We have a pro offense, says Moon Illusions. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I get it for sure. All right, let's take a look at this next play here. What do I have lined up for? Let's give a little love to the defense. All right, let's give a little love to the defense. All right, so we had a bunch of questions on that we had. How was this defensive line going to show up? We thought they'd be in nickel a lot. So this play was pretty telling for what they want to do. You have Josh Allen out here in a 9 technique. You have Roy Robertson Harris here on like a 3 technique. You have Devon Hamilton on a shade, but you could call that a 3. And then you have Fatu Kasi out here on a 5 technique on the outside shoulder. And then Josh Allen at this linebacker position. So 5 big boys out there on the line of scrimmage, which is pretty good to see. Like I was hoping that we would see this formation. Like surprised to see Fatu Kasi out here on the weak side of the formation, because if this is the hash, you know, you got your big man out here, which I'm okay with because Roy Robertson Harris and Devon Hamilton are both pretty good players. So okay there. But this is, I mean, it's ultimately going to be a sack from Josh Allen. But before we get to the sack, I love what Travon Walker's role is here on defense. Now, you don't see this a lot out of Travon Walker. I mean, we did a film breakdown of Travon Walker at Georgia, and I don't think I ever in my life saw him do this one time. If anything, he was usually lined up in one of these 2 spots here. All right, so he's lined up here, and watch what he's going to do. He's actually going to do a zone drop, but before he does, he's going to jam Mo Alley Cox. See, the Colts are in an interesting formation here. They're an empty formation, but they have 2 tight ends, and the 2 tight ends are to the weak side. So you guys know me. You know I'm not a big 2 tight end to the weak side type of guy, but watch what Travon Walker does here. He's going to get his hands on – they're going to get a double chip here. Get his hands on Mo Alley Cox, get his release. I mean, Matt Ryan is probably looking at him middle of the field to be turned around by now, okay? Like, especially on an empty form. And when you're an empty set, you want your tight ends to be your safety valves. And because of the way they schemed up this Travon Walker to chip him at the line, it basically is going to disrupt the whole play. Okay, you got a chip there by Fatu Kasi, a chip there. I mean, look what Mo Alley Cox has to go through just to release at the – I mean – This is Matt Ryan's safety valve right here, okay? And look at what he has to go through to get to his curl spot. He's got to go through a chip from Fatukasi and a chip by Trevon Walker. And because of that, that's going to allow time, that extra half second for Josh Allen to get there. Now, this was that weird play where the ball bounced around and we should have recovered it and we should have had like 3 chances at it and somehow we didn't. But we're going to see like Josh Allen at his finest here, right? Josh Allen out here in the 9 technique. He's working on Matt Pryor. This is a matchup that we weren't really sure how to feel about because when we went back and watched the film of the Colts and the Texans, we noticed that the Colts ran the ball a bunch to their right. And then, like, I think they ran to their right, like, 11 times, and they ran to their left, like, 22 times. I'm sorry. They ran to their right 22 times, and they ran to their left 11 times, okay? So they had double the amount of runs to their right, which is interesting because these two guys are trash cans, and these two guys are pretty good. So we weren't sure how the Colts were going to come out and run this, but we thought that these two guys here were their 2 best linemen. Now, Kelly's not bad either in his own right, but we figured the left side of their line was going to be their strength. But watch how Josh Allen's able just to use strength and speed and knock the hands down and get there. I mean, this is one of his club moves that he does where he knocks the hands down and bends around. Like, listen, when you talk about a defensive end having bend, you talk about this right there. I missed it. I missed the pause button. Let's try it again. You talk about this right here. Okay? So this part right here, he's a little bit out of your screen. But that's the bend you're talking about, getting around the edge and making a sack. Overall, great play. Just absolutely great by the defense. I mean, they had a great game. We all know that. But stopping Jonathan Taylor was just massive. We knew that was going to be the massive key to the game was stopping Jonathan Taylor, and that's what they did. Volkfang in the chat says, "What's up, everyone?" We have to give Volkfang a special shout out in the chat. Volkfang had a baby boy Monday at 2 a.m. So he had a baby, hopefully healthy, hopefully the mother and the baby healthy. And he had a victory Monday. So shout out to you, Volkfang, channel member in the chat. Man, I hope you have a great time as a parent, and I hope you get some sleep from the bottom of my heart. Nolly Full Cab channel members in here. Shay channel member is in here. You can be a channel member too. It's really easy. We have different levels. You can go on there and do that if you want. It should be a good time. Next play here. Let's flip back to the offense. All right. Let's give a little love to James Robinson here. Okay. Now, again, I don't know like what's come over the NFL, but this double tight end set. Okay, I love double tight ends, but they ran into the strength, which I appreciate. Okay, at least run it to the strength. All right. So we have double tight end set, and this is what makes James Robinson like absolutely like amazing. Okay, so they're gonna. You can't really see it because it's kind of dark here. It's the way that my recording works. Volkfang says mother and baby are all healthy. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear right there. Christian, look at. I know it's dark, but Christian Kirk's coming in pre-snap jet motion. Like they did this a bunch, and you're gonna see a play where Trevor Lawrence kept the ball. I think it's coming up in about 4 plays where Trevor Lawrence is going to keep the ball where they use this misdirection. So they did a lot of pre-snap misdirection where Christian Kirk or some receiver comes in motion, but they do a lot of like tricky stuff. Like Christian Kirk comes in motion here, but then they're also going to move Evan Ingram at the snap on a cross block. So essentially they're creating a lot of window dressing and eye candy the defense has to kind of sort through. And you're going to see where this is going to give him problems on this play, okay? So here comes Evan Ingram, a cross block here. But this is what makes James Robinson elite, okay? And I want to make sure you guys can see it on the screen here, okay? So this is what makes James Robinson elite. So Zaire Franklin, who I don't think had a great game, is going to be the guy that ultimately has to scrape and get in position. So James Robinson runs the ball like you would imagine some, like, world champion Madden player. Like his angles and cutting lanes are just perfect. Watch it and we'll go back through. I mean, This dude looks like he's playing Madden, right? And he looks like he can see the whole field from the camera angle, and he has ultimate control with a joystick. I mean, look how he just takes the perfect angle around every defender to get to the end zone. Like, I just love it here. Okay, so here, oh wait, I messed up there. Sorry. Right here, okay. So not only is he going to get skinny, right? Not only is he going to get skinny, but then he's going to evade a tackle here and then evade a tackle here and just go all the way up the field. I mean, watch him. There's one missed tackle. Okay, now he's got to take an angle. I know you can barely see it on this screen, but he's got to take an angle to beat this guy. All right. Okay, now he beat that guy. Now he has to take an angle to beat the free safety coming down. Watch this angle. It's like the dude's playing Madden. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. James Robinson might have the best vision in the league. Like, he should have 99 vision at all times. I mean, I don't even know if they would have pulled his flag. I mean, this is like flag football. I mean, linebacker, no. Safety, no. Other safety, no. I mean, James Robinson's a gift. And definitely considering that we thought that perhaps that he wouldn't be even available for like the first quarter of the season because of that Achilles injury. I mean, absolutely astounding. Great game from J-Rob. Undisputed says J-Rob looked fast on that play. Nolly Fullcap says Evan Ingram had some great completions. Hard to tell if the same guy who had drop issues. That's a good point, Nolly. I thought Evan Ingram is the least talked about player on this team right now. I mean, Evan Ingram just had, he led the team in receptions, but they were all just completely clutch receptions. I mean, they happened at great times, and they were like perfect. I mean, he's the check down valve at tight end that I think every player fan has always wanted on this team. So just absolutely amazing. So glad that he's here. And you're right. He does not look like the same guy that was even close to the guy with the drops. Cade Charles with the $4.99 super chat. And he had nothing to say in the super chat. He just wanted to donate $4.99. Cade, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know you're one of my favorites around here. Always got to give love to the donations. And it always humbles me, man. You guys know I don't deserve it. And I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. All right. On the Evan Ingram. Okay. John Haney says, keep Evan humble. Okay, John, explain to me how we're going to keep this guy humble. I'm just going to play it through because there's not much to dissect here. How are we going to keep this guy humble? You tell me. You tell me how we're going to keep third down Evan humble. Tell me. Okay, in case you missed it, third down. Look where he catches the ball. Oh, we got a subscriber. We got Donaldson Rucker subscribed. Thank you, Donaldson. I appreciate that. Yeah, keep this guy humble, okay? This is what I love here. Who was I didn't see. Oh, this is Stephon Gilmore, okay? Is this Stephon Gilmore? Yeah. Okay. Your boy Stephon Gilmore. I mean, how much hype has he gotten? He's just outside of your frame. Let me just okay. Sorry guys, that was the problem the whole time. I apologize. No, you probably couldn't see anything. Okay. So here we have, I know there's chat in the way, but here you're going to see Evan Ingram lined up, head up on. Nolly Full Cab has become a member for 13 months. Dang, he's on the Matt Jones level. That's over a year, Nolly, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Man, you guys are the best. You guys really are the best. I appreciate it. Nolly, thank you. Evan Ingram here. He's got Stephon Gilmore lined up, outside shoulder leverage. Trevor somehow reads that they're in man. I don't know how Trevor, maybe he just diagnoses it after the snap, but somehow he diagnoses the man coverage. Okay, so let's see, because they don't show man pre-snap. Now here when they're blitzing Zaire Alexander, maybe he realizes it. So maybe Trevor's watching Alexander right here, and he's thinking to himself, okay, if he blitzes, then they're definitely in some sort of man. Okay. I lost my pencil. It was supposed to be bigger. Okay, is it this one? There we go. Okay. So maybe he's watching the linebacker, and when he sees that blitz, he knows he has man. I wasn't quite sure what to think here because it kind of looks like 20's playing like a little robber here in the middle of the field. So maybe that's why Trevor waits till Ingram gets like clear across on the drag route. And then here it's just Evan Ingram versus Stephon Gilmore. And there it is. 3 yards shy. Yeah, keep this man humble. Try. Thank you, Nolly Full Cap. He says he's been around since another Jags podcast. Happy to support. Thanks for all the content, man. That brings a warm smile to my heart because those were the good old days. You guys know back when I used to be a part of a 4-man podcast. I think if you look deep in the archives of the YouTube channel, you can actually find some of our old podcasts that we put on YouTube. I'll leave them on there. People ask me all the time, like, why don't you delete them? Because it's not like your stuff anymore. Well, because I said a lot of things on that show that on those podcasts that are like now true, and I want to go back and be like, hey guys, remember when I said this and I was right? Because I'm vain like that, and sometimes you have to do it. Philip Butcher says United. Mention my boy Devin Lloyd. Okay, Devin Lloyd was good, and you look. Everyone had him as the defensive rookie of the year, and it's looking like he might be in the running if he keeps playing the way he did. Shay, channel member Shay says, Evan Ingram mic'd up was worth a watch. He said that stiff arm felt great and sat on the bench talking about how much fun he was having. All right, we'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch that for sure. MNolFan99, who I got to give a shout out to because just like Volkfang, MNolFan99 also had a landmark moment in his life. He got married last weekend, and I was lucky to be at the wedding, and it was absolutely amazing. Not only was I at the wedding, I was in the wedding. We had a great time, so congratulations, MNolFan1999. Man, everyone in the chat's just growing up right before my eyes, man. I love to see it. He said, what grade would you give yourself as a wedding? I would give myself an A+, MNolFan, an A+, absolutely. All right, and because of that, we have to move on to, now listen, boys, not all was positive. Okay, not all was positive. Listen, I'm not going to come on here and say that everything was positive. There was some things that the team does need to work on. For example, that would have been great to have. That would have been absolutely great to have. And I mean, I love this throw because this was kind of like Patrick Mahomes-esque, where like he didn't really have his feet set and he was kind of like leaning forward and wasn't a great like conventional throw. Like if you had a quarterbacks coach dissecting this video, you probably wouldn't say this was great, but it puts the pass right on the money. And if Agnew comes down with this catch, then I think that we're looking at this offense and Trevor like maybe in a whole new light, because this drive led to a field goal, and if it would have led to a touchdown, then now we're talking about something different. Great route design. Listen, decent protection. I mean, you only have 5 guys back there protecting. Does ETN ever block? I mean, ETN goes out for a route, okay? So 5 on 4, okay? Great job on the outside. You know, I don't really blame Cam Robinson here for getting beat to the outside by Ngakoue, because he still creates a pretty decent pocket here for Trevor. And I think Trevor felt the pressure. This is one of the things that I've always said that Trevor is elite at, and it's sensing pressure in the pocket. I'm not even kidding. He's elite at that. Senses the pressure in the pocket. I mean, look at Trevor. Does he ever even look at Ngakoue? He's looking at Agnew the entire time, senses the pressure, makes the throw he needs to make, and listen, I'm not going to get on Agnew for that. I mean, yeah, he's a pro NFL receiver, but that's a hard catch. That's a hard catch, and I'll give him that. Josh Burns says United be in my wedding. Well, Josh, I live in Jacksonville Beach, so unless you live close to me, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it would work. He said free beer. I'm not one to pass that down very often, so I don't know. Maybe. I'm always down for a good time. Big Diesel 54 says, I feel if Agnew kept his elbows tucked more, he would have caught the ball and really opened some more eyes. Undisputed said Kirk would have had that. Elbows together. He knew he was going to have a harsh landing. It's a hard catch, boys. I'm not going to get on him for dropping that. I'm not. It's a hard catch. Would I have caught it? Yeah, I think I would have caught it. Would I have been open? No, I would not have been open. All right, here's a play that is going to have no breakdown at all. All of the stress we had in the offseason. I mean, I don't know if I could watch this enough times. I think I could sit here and watch this on loop for the rest of the show. I think I really could. I mean, what a play. What an absolute play. I mean, anytime a Jaguars kicker from that far can split the uprights, no doubt in their mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it looks like they had 12 guys on the field there. Yeah. Let's just take a look at these refs one more time. Yeah. Yeah. Volkfang says, hey, if this team can 24-0 the Colts while making big mistakes like dropping that pass, then imagine what they can do when this talent works hard to eliminate those mistakes. I thought they played a pretty clean game here, Volk. I thought they did. I thought they did a good job of taking what the defense gave them. Trevor only had one bad throw, I think, on the second drive that probably should have been intercepted, but besides that, played a pretty clean game. Threw a lot of short catchable balls in the middle of the field. I liked their game plan of using Ingram as a safety valve a bunch of times and a lot of the pre-snap motion and shifts that they did. They did a lot of pre-snap shifts. Like those don't get picked up on the all-22 because they start the all-22 pretty late in the formation and in the huddle. But a lot of pre-snap shifts from this offense, which personally I liked to see. Philip Butcher says, hard yes, he should have caught it. Yes, we need those plays for Trevor, man. Yeah, all right. And now listen, here's a guy that I was tough on, and I was gonna use the sideline film, but it just wasn't worth it. Ron Beedry said penalties down 13-3. I like to see that. Look, I was super hard on Shaq Griffin, and I actually was pretty early on the Shaq Griffin train for he's trash. And let me clarify, not trash, a trash person. Just not. I mean, the effort wasn't there. And some people told me on that play they gave up week 1 against the Commanders to Terry McLaurin that Cisco should have been over the top. And I sat here and debated that I thought it was really Shaq Griffin's fault. Then the mic'd up came out with Terry McLaurin talking about how Shaq Griffin's coverage was lazy and it was a lazy cover too. And then you guys were kind of back on my train. But listen, I have enough pride as a man to say, great play here by Shaq Griffin. Absolute great coverage. I mean, he's in great position. He gets pulled down by the receiver here. I mean, just absolutely. I mean, Desmond Patton's, he's no slappy. He's been in the league for, I think, either 3 or 4 years. Like, he's been in the league. Desmond Patton's not a slappy receiver. He's not a household name. But, Shaq Griffin's in step with him. He's in stride. And listen, Shaq Griffin needed a bounce-back game, and I thought Shaq Griffin played pretty decent. Now, if this is a back shoulder throw, does Shaq Griffin get beat here? Maybe, but then maybe he's not covering the way that he is. But listen, I have to give him credit. I gave him a hard time last week. I'm always going to be quick to give guys credit following me giving them crap because I want players to succeed. I want them to be good. And I'm okay with calling them out 1 week and giving them credit. I thought Shaq Griffin played pretty decent. I thought this was pretty decent coverage here. Some of you guys in the chat, Ben Haney, Big Diesel says they're worried about Shaq Griffin versus Mike Williams. I mean, they're gonna have to shadow. I mean, hopefully we can get Tyson Campbell out there. Philip Butcher says pass interference. To be honest, Griffin got up asking for pass interference. Look, Griffin got up asking for pass interference on the offense, and I kind of see what he was saying. Patman did kind of pull him right there, kind of pulled him off to toward the sideline. You can see it. He's going to push him. So yeah, pass interference on the offense, I think. But people are still worried about Shaq Griffin, and I get it. But I got to give credit where credit's due. Thought he played decent. Here's another play that I thought should get thrown out of our offensive play. Chris Manhurt somehow ended up with the highest PFF grade on the Jags. I don't know how it happened. I really don't. Let's see. His grade ended up being, let's see here, 81 offensive grade. And I don't know how. I mean, he only played 33 snaps. But on this play, you're going to see he's lined up at fullback. He's actually going to pre-snap. You can't see it, but he's going to pre-snap shift into the backfield. And so he's going to be lined up in fullback. And he's going to be offset to the offense's right, which I'm never a fan of when you're going left. I don't know. I just feel like it's too much. Like, set up a guy like Manhertz like in the best place for him to make a play. And I think that when he lines up offset to the right and you're running to the left, you're putting a guy who's not a natural lead blocker at a disadvantage. So I think here you're going to see it's just going to be a little lead play where they're going to run the ball. Not great blocking from Cam Robinson, but not horrible. So Ngakoue is going to give Cam a little bit of a, if we come back here, Ngakoue is going to give Cam a little bit of an inside move, and Cam's going to have to pretty much hold him, which is not going to work out well. Manhertz is going to have to seal him, and it's going to lead to like a tackle for a loss here. I don't really want Manhertz blocking as a lead blocker. Like, I know he's a blocking tight end. I mean, he's pretty ineffective on this play. Like, I know he's a blocking tight end, and ultimately you want him to do this job, but I just feel like we're too good of a team to be gimmicky like this. And when you bring a guy like Chris Manhertz into the backfield, you're walking in another linebacker into the box that's going to hurt the run game. But here is one positive from the play. Okay, and this is one reason why I wanted to bring this up. Okay, so watch what happens on this run with this. I don't know if it's a nickel, corner, or a safety, and these two linebackers. Okay, watch their behavior at the line of scrimmage. All right, watch what they do at the handoff. Okay, they are terrified of play action. This is late in the game. We have burnt them with play action so many times. There's no reason why this play shouldn't have worked. No reason why this play shouldn't have worked. We have all three linebackers playing 5 yards off the ball. There's no reason why this play shouldn't have worked. Great play design by Doug Peterson. They just between Cam Robinson and Chris Manhertz, you just didn't execute your blocks. You just didn't. Barch does a good job getting to the second level. Fortner doesn't do a great job of sealing his player. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3 on 2. And we're unable to make this play. So I'm just saying, I just don't think it was a great play design. I don't want Manhertz lead blocking, and that's just me personally, okay? Just me personally. You can say whatever you want. I'd rather him be like inline blocking. Eddie says they should just cut Cam. Well, that would be dumb. Kerry Preston says Manhertz needs to block online or as a wing. He's not a motion fullback. Couldn't have said it better myself, Kerry. Philip Butcher, tell me one run play from Sunday's game that succeeded. Okay, I showed you the first one. And James Robinson had a touchdown run. So we have 2 plays already, Philip, on this video. We have the ETN run with the little fake block from Brandon Sheriff where he got like 10. And then we had the touchdown run with James Robinson where he had amazing vision. Both of those took some pretty genius play calling and great vision. But you're right. You're right, Philip. The run game was not that impressive this. And listen, the Colts' strategy might have been to come out and stop the run. And it probably was. And that may have been the reason why Trevor was so effective. I mean, what was Trevor's stats? He was 25 for 30, 235, a 95 QBR. I think his quarterback rating was like over 110. So, like, we definitely had a great game plan for them trying to stop the run. But you're right. The run was not that effective. Philip Butcher says no shotgun run. Okay, so you're talking about running out of shotgun. Okay, Eddie again is on this Cam Robinson. He's okay, but let's be honest, he's not good at all. So here's what you have to realize. Here's what I think, and Eddie may be trolling, but here's what you have to remember with O-linemen, and I'm just going to quickly get on this soapbox, and I'll move on to the next play. O-linemen are so rare and hard to find. You look at a guy like Matt Pryor, who was terrible. You look at the Colts should have had a great offensive line, and they weren't. You look at teams that are depleted upon the offensive line, and it really, really hurts their game. I mean, look what happened to the Titans last night. Taylor Lewan goes out. They're injured, and their interior offensive linemen are injured. And now, probably arguably the best running back in the league, Derrick Henry, is absolutely ineffective because your O-line isn't healthy. We've seen quarterbacks be ineffective because your O-line isn't good or healthy. So when you get a guy like Cam Robinson, yeah, he's not going to be perfect every single play, but it's so hard to find a comparable just a lineman that's like can create a pocket. I think Cam Robinson's been okay. I wouldn't put him in the top, 7 or 8 left tackles in the league, but I would be top 12. And when you find a top 12 tackle, you got to keep him. And if there's any, if it helps at all, Jawan Taylor has been playing out of his mind. Jawan Taylor has been our best offensive lineman this year. I mean, Brandon Sheriff is, but Jawan Taylor's been superseding all expectations. He is trolling. And he's still young. He's right. It's so important. Look at the Bengals. You're right. I mean, it's important. All right, let's look at this play here. This is what I talked about earlier, the pre-snap motion and how the pre-snap motion and the shifts were going to help the team if this play ever loads. Okay, so I like this a lot. Okay, and the Jags got to be careful here because this is the type of play that sometimes refs will call illegal shift on or illegal motion. Okay, so watch here. They're going to put, I believe this is Kirk. They're going to put Kirk in motion, but then at the snap, they're also going to put Evan Ingram in motion, create 2 lead blockers, and then run a zone read with Trevor and Travis Etienne. This is a pretty creative play call. Look, Doug Peterson is a good play caller. I mean, look at this. I mean, you got to be careful. I mean, because look at how Kirk and Evan Ingram are almost moving together pre-snap. Like, the ball's out, right? The ball's out. So this is just good timing. Ball's out. But you got to be careful here because the only 2 guys moving at this situation are Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, and Jawan Taylor. And we all know Jawan Taylor jumps the snap. So that's not saying much. But look at this. 2 lead blockers to the left here. They run the zone read. They beat them so many times with Travis Etienne. You have 2 linebackers and your end who's responsible for sealing the edge, all bit on the inside zone by Etienne. And then now you got Trevor to the outside. Great block by Ingram. Kirk does a good job lead blocking, but great play design. I mean, I love this play design. I mean, this is how you get a team on their heels, not knowing who's going to run the ball. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted Trevor to run the ball more this year and more designed quarterback runs. I mean, this is how you do it. I mean, yeah, it was like 7-8 yards, but this is a creative play. I mean, look at the offensive line. They're pushing their guys. I mean, look, we just talked about Cam Robinson. Now, I know this is a double team. This is Cam, this is Barch. I know this is a double team, but they are just going to wipe this guy down the line of scrimmage. I mean, absolutely just wipe him. Watch this. I mean, no shot. Ngakoue gets beat. I mean, he has no idea Ngakoue has no idea what he's doing. Horrible at setting the edge. We've seen that before. Okay? Great play design. I mean, look, this is the same Doug Peterson that completely scored at will against a Bill Belichick defense in the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. So something's got to be said for that. And overall, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Doug Peterson. Like, I'm seeing stuff out of Doug Peterson that I thought I would have seen out of Urban Meyer last year. The creative offense, the zone reads, the RPOs, the checkdowns. We ran more screens this game than I think we did all of last season combined. I love it. Just great plays overall. Philip Butcher is saying the Kirk in motion was genius. You love scheming stuff to cater to your team? And that proves we have a competent head coach. Listen, I love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I'm here for it all day. I mean, I could watch this film all day. I did think we got a little stagnant. When we came to the fourth quarter. And I understand what we were doing. I've been in this situation as a coach where you're looking at the clock, you're looking at the score, and you're thinking, my only goal here is to keep the clock running. And there was even a couple drives where we threw it to Ingram twice on checkdowns, and we still didn't get the first down. We didn't turn it over. We took care of the football. We ran the clock. It worked. Defense bailed us out. But I'd like to think that if that were a bigger game situation, like a playoff game, then we would have been a little more aggressive in the fourth quarter. 13 penalties week 1, 3 week 2. It's crazy what happens when you don't have penalties in it. It's crazy. All right, let's go to this next play here. This is a touchdown. This is your simple example of the Jags of Trevor Lawrence rewarding the receiver for doing his job. Okay, again, heavy formation. You guys know me. I love the heavy formation. I'd run heavy all day. I mean, you got a tight end here, you got a tight end here, and then you have twin receivers stacked out to the left. Okay, so that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 of your 11 guys, all within, what is this, 10 yards of each other? Okay, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this has to be man. You're in heavy formation. This is big boy football. You're obviously expecting a run, especially when you're a team like the Colts and you're playing the Jags. Okay. Again, look how quick Christian Kirk is. I mean, Christian Kirk is worth his weight in gold. Coming pre-snap across the formation. And basically what's going to happen is it's going to create a situation where Julian Blackmon is going to be responsible for the backside. So this becomes a race. Does Julian Blackmon respond? Also, does this corner respond? Does he set the edge correctly and not allow Trevor to boot? Well, we know the answer is not. He does not do that. Watch how quickly Kirk gets across the formation. Okay, so here, great play design. You have a receiver Trevor could have ran this in. Blackmon got beat. If we go back to the point where this play was actually won by the Jags, it was right here. Blackmon recognized it too late. He's starting from a stopped position and a pre-snap motion from Kirk. This goes back to the pre-snap motion. The pre-snap motion when Kirk was on all day. And when you do it play after – I mean, almost every – you guys can't see it because I just kind of cherry-picked a few plays. But when you go back and watch the whole game, something that didn't stand out to me live that stood out to me on the rewatch was how we pre-snap motioned sweep a receiver across the formation every play, even on run plays. So when we ran the ball up the middle, we had a jet sweep guy going the other direction to freeze the backside linebacker. So every single play this happened so that when you do run this play action, you set this up. So they were setting this up all game. And look what happens. When you need it the most, touchdown. All day. I mean, this is just something that coaching just makes such a big difference. And I know I've been on Doug Peterson the whole time, but coaching makes such a difference. Robert Harrington subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Robert. I appreciate it. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, you're a jerk, and you need to do it now. Okay? Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. All right. I know, again, I'm on it, but I love it. I love the play here. Love the touchdown. Absolutely beautiful. Philip Butcher says, I got my eyes on Jenkins and Shaq, but they had amazing games. Jenkins did have an amazing game. Shaq played better. I'm still a tad worried about Cisco. I know he had the interception, but the pros for Cisco is he always seems to be around the football. The cons is he always seems to be like half a step late to his assignment. But he's young, so I'm not going to be like, that's him, but I'm just saying, like, that's just what I'm kind of noticing about him. But I don't know. User says he loved Doug being aggressive on fourth down as well. That last touchdown took their soul. Absolutely. Raiden Shogum, what's up, Pokey? Says hello. What's up? All right. We got a couple more defensive plays I want to show here because I got to show some love to the defense. All right. My boy Adam Gotts has had himself a game. Okay, a game. Now, this is like another big lineup formation here, like where we had a lot of big boys on the field. Hamilton, Fatukasi, Gotsis, Arden Key, Trevon Walker. I mean, those are some big boys. I mean, these are some big boys to all be on the field at the same time because Trevon Walker is really a natural D lineman. Christian Jabs, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I mean, we're almost up to 2,300 subscribers, and that's because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you guys for taking my jerk comment to heart and not getting offended. I appreciate that. Timmy Devil 999 says, we are here, baby. Yes, we are, Timmy Devil. All right, so 5 big boys on the field. All right, Arden Key, who I think we're all kind of waiting to see some good stuff out of. This is Adam Gotsis right here. This is our big boy Devon Hamilton. This is our big boy Fatukasi. I don't know what his first name is. I think it's Foley Fatukasi. Then we have Trevon Walker. Okay, I mean, this is a big lineup right here. All right, like I would be terrified if I'm an offensive line, and they're an empty formation. You have no help at running back. You have no imaginary running back here, like, you know, screaming, right? So no one there. So if you're Matt Ryan, you're just like, I got to get rid of this ball quick. Okay, they're going to drop Arden Key, which I didn't know they did that. But Gotsis is going to ultimately get the sack. So if we take a look at what's happening here, this is Gotsis here. He's lined up in like, I guess you could call this a 3 technique. It depends on what they're calling this. Some people call this a 4-eye. It depends on who you talk to. But watch Travon Walker going to, this is his dip. This is his dip and bend around the edge. He's going to get to the quarterback. Travon Walker is going to force this. Makes Matt Ryan step up into the pocket, and then Gotsis is just going to get his big paws on him. But again, this is all forced by Travon Walker. Travon Walker had a much better game than people are giving him credit for. Absolutely great game from Travon Walker. He had a lot of quarterback pressures. You look at his PFF grade, great PFF grade, forced a lot of pressures. You see Fatu Kasi and Hamilton do their job. They collapse the pocket. Arden Key. Did I say Arden Key? I'm sorry, boys. 45 is Kalavon Chazon. Arden Key is in the next play. Sorry, boys. I know. Chazon. Okay. To my credit, Arden Key's in the next play. I apologize. Kalavon. So no wonder he drops into there. All right, I get it. Last time when I misspoke, I called Terry McLaurin Jahan Dotson, and you would have thought I murdered somebody in the YouTube chat in the comments. I make mistakes sometimes. Like that's why I sit here and I say I don't deserve the super chats and all the money and all that stuff because I know. This is Clavon. I know I got it wrong. Listen, 45, 49. I'm still getting used to the number changes. I looked. You guys want to hear something real embarrassing? Okay, this is how like crazy my brain is. I looked at Fasadia Lucan all game, and for half the game, I thought it was 33 Tyson Campbell. And I was like, dang, they put Tyson Campbell in the middle of the field a lot. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. That's 23. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm an idiot. All right? I'm sorry. Kalavon, Chazon, zone dropping on the big tight end. Let's get back to where we're going. Watch Travon Walker get here. He's going to get around the edge. Pryor didn't have a great game. I think they recognized that early, the coaching staff. This is later in the game. And then Adam Gotsis is going to clean up the sack here. Great play here. All right. Listen, it's not a party unless you get your boy Roy Robertson Harris in on the party as well. All right. So Roy Robertson Harris, again, another big formation here. All right. We have our boy Travon Walker here on the weeks. This is where it's complicated. You do have 2 tight ends. I don't know why they're doing the 2 tight end set because the Colts aren't really that. I guess they had no receivers. So this makes sense because he's playing the strong side backer. You have Josh Allen playing the weak side backer. And then you have Devon Hamilton right here playing a shade, Roy Robertson Harris in a 3 technique, and then you have Fatu Kasi in a 3 technique. So again, we have a big front 7, boys. I mean, these guys, Alukin and Lloyd are a little smaller. So it 32 is Campbell. Ron, come on. Campbell's 32. Ben, guys, I'm like Tom Brady. When they changed numbers, they threw me off, okay? They threw me off. I'm going to end the stream. All right. Can we watch Roy Robertson Harris' sack? Okay. Did I at least get 95 Roy Robertson Harris correct? Okay. They changed numbers, boys. All right. Collapse the pocket. Let's go. Clean it up. This is a coverage sack right here. Listen, if Matt Ryan's having to sit back in the pocket for this long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 5.5 seconds, boys, in the pocket. That's a coverage sack. Shout out to the coverage. Shout out to the defensive call. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of holding there by a Lucan at the bottom of your screen. But regardless, that's how you make plays. Coverage sacks in the red zone. You get there, you make a good play, and that's it. I mean, just absolutely great play there. Chill, y'all. Listen, it's okay. 95 is Urban Meyer. Guys, it's okay. I really don't take too much offense to getting the numbers wrong. I really don't. I know it seems like I do, but I don't get offended very easily. You have to have pride to get offended. So, yeah. All right, we can look at a couple more plays, though, but only because we have, probably 9 more minutes on the show. All right. But I don't have these quite as dissected as some of the other ones. Okay, so I'll just kind of go through some of the plays that I had recorded that I didn't really look at more than a few times. The other plays I kind of look at to try to get the numbers right, but I don't. One of the first plays of the game, deep out here by Marvin Jones. I mean, this was just a bullet. I mean, great throw by Trevor. I think we got a defensive holding call here as well. Great play. Maybe it was a hand to the face. I don't know, but great catch by Marvin Jones Jr. Absolutely great. Another play that I love, Evan Ingram on this deep out right here. I mean, again, the ball placement from Trevor is absolutely perfect. Like I said, Evan Ingram was the dude yesterday. Evan Ingram was that dude, and he made great plays. And just overall, really happy to see this version of Evan Ingram rather than the version of Evan Ingram that a lot of people associate him as. How about this play? A little jump pass. Welcome to the team, Dan Arnold. I think this is Dan Arnold, right? 85? Okay. Jump pass, get up the field. I'm just glad we ran the screens. I mean, this is like if we freeze it right here. This is that jump man right here. This is that jump man logo that was in the back of the that Trevor had at practice right here. Little jump. I'm just glad that we run screens now. Like, it blew my mind how our defense could consistently get beat by screens, yet never ran them. Made no sense to me at all. Made no sense to me. Eddie says they need to get ETN more involved. There's only so many. I mean, they got him involved, but I mean, listen, I think their distribution of Robinson to ETN was good, but I get it. It's just hard. I mean, do you put them both on the field at the same time? Yeah, maybe, but then does that take away from like the stamina on the spell back? I don't know. I thought it was decent. I don't know. Whatever y'all I'm not sure. Diesel says, if Herbert plays, we really need to be more disciplined in our pass rush lanes. He will sit there and throw bombs. That's a good point. Have fun with it, bro. At Urban Meyer one was funny. Everybody on D has stat except for Chazon. He's bad. I mean, he's definitely a rotational piece that's not going to get re-signed. Not great pick for where he was picked, but I think he's contributing. All right, let's get another play here. Oh, wait. We want to finish this one out a couple times? Great screen. Get out there, Juwan. Come on. Don't let Dan Arnold beat you. Christian Kirk out there blocking. Christian Kirk's a good blocker now. Speaking of my boy Fatu Kasi, this is why you brought him in. I had a video, keys to victory, right? So I broke down the 3 keys to victory. I even had clips of the Colts and the Titans, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good video because I did my research. I had the video going in the background. The video was specific to the topic I was talking about. It was one of my least viewed videos. Okay, so apparently nobody cares about keys to victory. So I learned my lesson. Okay, learned my lesson. You guys don't care about keys to victory. That's fine with me. We all knew the keys to victory were stopping Jonathan Taylor, stopping the Matt Ryan to Michael Pittman connection, and executing offense. We all knew that apparently. Are you doing a keys to victory stream for the Chargers game? Moon, I just addressed that. Probably not. I'm probably just going to do a live show where I can shoot the crap with you guys in the chat because that's more fun and it gets more views. So might as well do it that way. Watch my boy Fatu Kasi here. Okay, is he lined up in the nose? Okay, so we saw a bunch of plays, especially on these on the obvious passing down plays where we had Fatu Kasi lined up in the 3 technique. So this is what we call the shade, right? He's shaded on the center. He can shade either direction. 3 technique is inside shoulder of a guard. So on passing downs, we have Fatu Kasi right here, and we have Devon Hamilton right here. But on plays where we think there's going to be a run, look where we have Fatu Kasi. We have him lined up in the shade. Now watch him hold the point of attack and just obliterate this run play. Remember, keys to victory was stopping Jonathan Taylor. One-man band. One-man freaking band, 94. Let's go. Hold up. I mean, Kelly's a decent center, too. I mean, it's not like he's a scrub. You know, there's definitely worse centers out there. Does a great job. Fatu Kasi, great addition to this team. Absolutely love what he's bringing to this team. Absolutely loving it. Shay says, was amazing to see the amount of changes to the play calls on both sides of the ball from week 1 to week 2 to beat the other team's schemes. I like that, Shay. I like that. You're right. The offense and defense looked completely different, and I wasn't sure how much of that to chalk up to the some of the players getting more reps, like Darius Williams and Devin Lloyd, and some of these guys getting more reps and more familiar. But you're right. There was a huge change in the offense for sure. Keys to victory is we have to score on offense, and our O-line has to block on defense. We have to stop the pass because they don't run like that, but we are third in rushing D right now. I mean, Austin Eckler's a good player now. I can see them trying to use Austin Eckler in the passing game for sure. For sure. All right, let's look at this next play here. This is just a great, just little, again, when you run the ball like we do, you're able to do this. A lot of, I mean, I can't remember who I saw someone on Twitter who said they thought this was Trevor's best play of one of his best plays of the game when he was rolling out to the left and making this throw. If you notice again, look what happens here. Okay, look what they're doing with Christian Kirk. At the snap, everyone's going this way. Everyone's blocking down. Going to get all the defenders moving this way, and watch what Christian Kirk does. Jet sweeps across the formation. I mean, all the Colts are dead to rights right here. All of them. Now, Marvin Jones gets hit pretty hard there. Great read, rolling out to the left, and perfect there. Sky High Books says, would you lock us in to win the division? Barring any type of injury to a major player, then I think we are the best team in this division. But it is early. It's hard to know how things will shake out. You never know who will get on a roll. I could see Jonathan Taylor getting on a roll, Derrick Henry getting on a roll. It's interesting to see what this injury to Taylor Lewan's going to be, because a left tackle on the team like the Titans is a major deal. A quarterback that needs time to sit in the pocket, a quarterback that needs to run the ball. You got to have a left tackle in there. And that Taylor Lewan, I mean, he was limping. It's not like he was like just kind of hobbled off. I mean, he looked like he was hurt there. All right, here's another Trevor rollout to the left. I mean, great job with the protection. Trevor outruns the defense. This was the play I saw on Twitter. Someone said it was the best play Trevor made of the game. Good protection. I like this here. I mean, Trevor's mobility. I mean, he sees the gap here. I mean, listen, this is a foot race now. This is a foot race. This is a foot race between Trevor and these two tackles and this guy. I mean, this is a foot race right here. And Trevor does a good job winning at the point of attack. Going to be able to keep his eyes downfield, there's that jump man throw again. Can y'all see that? I love this. I'm going to see this right here. Look at, I don't know what happened there, but it was a jump man throw. I don't know what happened. If we stopped JT, I feel like we can stop anybody right now. Yeah. You're right. What a throw, man. This is Philip Butcher. Here's another one I have. This is like a D-line coverage sack. This was another sack that we had, but this was really just on the coverage. I mean, look at this. Ultimately, 49, boys. Is this Arden Key? Arden Key. Make sure I'm right here. You guys. Arden Key. Number 49 is going to get the pressure and ultimately get the sack here. Okay. I think he gets the sack there because he's the first one to touch him. But listen, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's over 3 seconds. That's great coverage there. They only sent 4. Great stunt here by 49. Did I get Josh Allen's sack? Yeah, I got his second sack, didn't I? Did I get this play? I don't think I got this play. I didn't get this play, boys. Or I forgot. This is one of my favorite play designs by Mike Caldwell. I had this, my bad, guys. I had this queued up as my 49ers Tyson Campbell. Screw you, Ben Haney. Okay, I had this as my third best play of the game. Okay, this is the third best play of the game. Okay, so look at this play design by Mike Caldwell. Absolutely love it. I'm so mad I missed this. Sorry, guys. So look, watch what we have here, okay? We have, let me make sure I get this right. We have a great play call here. All right. So watch what Arden, Key, and Smoot do here. I think it's Arden. I can't tell who that is. I can't tell who this. This might be Harris. It might be Key. I don't know. But watch how they're going to push here and then push here. Now watch how these tackles push here and watch what's going to happen. You're going to have your Pryor's going to kick out looking to block Josh Allen, who has won on multiple plays with speed. Then the fan protection is going to have Quentin Nelson blocking this tackle, and then Kelly, the center, blocking them. It makes perfect sense. This is how you're going to shift your protection. You're going to keep Matt Ryan clean. But look what happens. I mean, this is what makes this is like something that goes very underrated with with edge rushers. Like, watch Josh Allen here, okay? Watch how he kind of gives a fake move, like he's going to blitz with speed, and then change it to a stunt to the A gap, okay? This is very well done. This stuff goes under the radar. So here, he's giving Pryor a look that he's blitzing with speed, and then now he's going to stunt. And he's going to stunt all the way to the A gap. But look what these two tackles have done. They've penetrated and knifed up the field to the point to where these two center and guard are blocking for their lives. And then now by the time Pryor has realized what's happening, he's folding back in to create a double team and an unblocked Josh Allen. Absolutely great play design. And Matt Ryan does the right thing. He senses the pressure and he gets him behind his blockers, but Josh Allen's just too athletic. What an absolute great play call. Absolute great play call here. I mean, give a little dance in there. Give a dance, boys. Give a dance. I don't know if I showed that one or not, but I mean, I just loved that play. Loved it. Hassall says, look at the D rolling. UCF Jaguars says, Jaguars Duval Knighted. Oh, what's up, UCF Jaguar? UCF Jaguar had a video out, I think, a couple hours ago. Go watch it. Great video. Great video. I like all his stuff. Don't need to ever give him any endorsements. You guys know that he's good. All right, let's take a look. This is the last one. And again, this is just kind of the best of the rest right here, okay? Best of the rest. This is the last play I have here. This is Christian Kirk just running underneath. Beautiful slant route. Clears out the field. Again, how do you let a guy like Christian Kirk get so open? I mean, this is easy pitch and catch for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, when you're going to blitz five, again, another great play design, because ultimately, if you notice here, you'll be able to notice that the Colts are blitzing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Jags are an empty. The Jags are an empty set, so Trevor knows he's got to get rid of the ball quick. Luckily, Doug Peterson has a great play design, or maybe Trevor Lawrence has a check called pre-snap. And what does he do? He hits Christian Kirk on a slant route. Can't give up the inside leverage when you're in man, and Kirk's going to take it for a huge gain. I mean, listen, pumped about the Jags. I mean, what a great, absolute great game. I mean, this was just it. When it comes to the Jaguars, like, I don't know if I've ever seen a cleaner game from this team. I'm trying to think back to the last time. 2017 would have to be the last time we even were candidates for such a clean game, and I still don't think we ever had games like this, because you think back to like Bortles and Fournette and Marquise Lee and guys like that, and although they played well, they didn't execute the way that this team is. So really excited for this team. Really excited. I mean, what a great start to the season. Should have won week 1, won week 2. Super excited. UCF Jaguars has got to pump out the content while the sunshine and rainbows are out. Yeah, you got that right, UCF. You get it better than anybody, that's for sure, because you got to strike while the iron is hot. The Ravens game in 2017, best game in recent memory, says Butcher. Trevor Lawrence and Captain Kirk are underrated threat. I like that. I was at the game, says Adam Fitzgerald. Oh, that's awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys being here on this show. This was supposed to be. Sorry, I'm my bad if I didn't get to all your comments. Usually, I get to a lot of comments, but I just couldn't get to them because this show had to be like a hybrid film breakdown and live show because I didn't have time this week to do it. So I had to kind of combine them. Hope you guys are okay with that. Thank you, Christian Jabs, Robert Harrington for subscribing, Donaldson Rucker for subscribing. Huge shout out to Nolly Full Cab for subscribing for 13 straight months as a channel member. Thank you, thank you. I mean, that is so awesome. I appreciate it. Cade Charles, thank you for the $5 super chat. All you guys are awesome, man. I love you guys. Make sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Tell a friend if you want. Follow the Instagram and the Twitter, and make sure that you're around all this week for the next show. We will be live here in the next couple days. Probably, I've been liking Fridays. I know my stream channel says Monday and Thursday, but I've been liking Fridays. So be looking for Friday on the live show. I appreciate it.